I'm Jamie Frazier, and I am a fashion designer for the brand Jamie and the Jones, along with Hannah Jones. I'd say my personal interests are just anything creative. I like bowling, even in Korea. With Hannah and I kind of, I guess, splitting apart for a little bit and me moving to South Korea and her staying in Nashville, we have always been about the process of design, whether that be the hand processes of embroidery or marbling with Teresa Hayes, the textile designer we used in Nashville. That's kind of what Jamie Jones has always been about. And then we handmade every single garment just by ourselves. After moving to Korea, things have kind of changed. The process hasn't changed as far as how we are inspired and how the designs are made. We kind of handed everything off to a local tailor and his assistant to actually make the clothing so that we could have a larger batch of clothing to sell to, I guess, sell wholesale to different boutiques. Hannah and I have always said we get our inspiration, it is from color. Both of us. She's an artist, like a true artist, painter, and she does all our illustrations. We're naming colors, and then like a whole collection would come from it. Hannah and I met at Omar College of Design in 2006, I think? 2005, 2006. I guess found working with each other easy because we're both pretty laid back, and we found that we really liked learning about processes. In school, we did 2 collections together, our junior and senior year. And then after that, I actually was going to move to Korea. I got married and was going to move to Korea, and it kind of all fell through at the last moment. And I think it ended up being a great thing. In school, we won, I think, a Critics' Choice Award junior year and Distinguished Designer Award senior year, which was basically for our business plan and overall collection. I thought it was a pretty great honor to get that, especially with everyone else that was around us. We were also featured in Nylon magazine. I forgot about that. We took part in Nashville Fashion Week for the first year that it was ever in Nashville. We debuted on the first night. And then the second year, Nashville Fashion Week, which was last year, and we got to show alongside Stephen Allen at the Belcourt Theater and do a collection for that. My husband grew up in Daejeon, South Korea. He lived here for 12 years. He always told me about South Korea and how amazing it was. He always tried to teach me the language. Hannah and I looked at it as like a great opportunity to look into the manufacturing processes. Dongdaemun Market is like the mecca of amazingness. Getting the clothes made in Seoul was very trying at times. I spent a few days, full days in Seoul. We're right in the middle of like not making enough to produce in those type of factories, and then, you know, not small enough where Hannah and I can still make everything. So I thought, okay, we have to go a different route. We found a tailor, and he works by himself. He does all the patterns, and then he has an assistant, and they sew everything together. So I knew that, you know, it was a good fit. They're hand making it, you know, in his shop, and he really helped me with. I would go and get fabric, but sometimes, you know, you're not ordering enough because we're not doing like super mass production, and they'll say, no, you can't buy this. And I was like, no, they weren't understanding.
Here is all of our stuff. We've got it ready. Just about there.
So tomorrow's the shoot for the lookbook or for Native magazine?
For the lookbook with Brad.
Oh yes. We're trading like with the model.
Bye.
our biggest goal was to be able to have, you know, different sizes and hello Samuel. To have different sizes and boutiques and things like that, because we always made kind of one-off, one-of-a-kind things. So now that we're finally doing that, our goal is to continue to do that and be able to collaborate with designers, possibly in Korea. But we kind of went crazy with this collection because we were in Korea, so we used the fabric in Dongdaemun. Let's, you know, just make things, you know, a little bit different than we would, and we kind of evolved in the creative process. So I don't know, I think our goal would be to continue to do that, but also kind of infiltrate what we've always been doing with the handmade aspect of it, maybe with someone local in Korea. I plan on staying in Korea as long as my husband and I guess, see fit. I really like to create, I think Hannah and I both, for Jamie and Jones, would like to create another collection in Korea, since we kind of, you know, crossed all those barriers and found a way to do it, so we would love to do another collection. I think it's definitely undecided right now. We love it here, but we also could see ourselves going back sometime.